Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today I'm going to be doing a hands-on review of the Sony A6000 Mirrorless Camera. So this is a camera that a lot of people have been talking about. It's not necessarily a new camera, but it is definitely a very popular camera right now, and that's why I definitely wanted to talk to you about it. Now, I don't own this camera. I'm actually borrowing it from Lumoid.com, which is a place where you can rent cameras and lenses. Right now I'm working on some reviews for a new online magazine called The Toggle, and it's a place where you can learn more about cameras, video, photography, and tech, so I would definitely recommend you check that out. But let's get more into the hands-on review for the Sony A6000. This camera is tremendous. I recently did a trip to our nation's capital. I went to Washington D.C. and I shot a lot of the major monuments. Everything from the Lincoln Memorial to the Jefferson Memorial to the Washington Monument, and a lot of stuff within the Museum of Art and History. And this camera got through all of it like a champ. It handled low light, it handled direct sunlight, it handled everything tremendously, and I got some of the best shots I think I've ever taken out of it. I would probably say that this is the perfect travel camera. And the reason I say that is I shot with this, but I also shot with my Nikon D3200 while I was out there. And overall, I found that I was a lot more comfortable with the Sony A6000. Not only because it weighed less, but because it just made it a lot more fun to shoot for some reason. Just being able to, take this as is and also have the tilt screen here for just different situations and be able to just have something simple. And the interface for setting all this up was about the same as it was for my DSLR. The menu system wasn't anything difficult to figure out. Just being able to point and shoot and know that the shots were going to come out amazing and that I was going to have raw images that I could edit in Lightroom was really great for me, and it helped me just get some of the best shots that I think I've ever taken when it comes to doing landscape, and that's something that I don't usually do a lot of. As you know, I'm more of a portrait and event photographer, and I like doing candids, but doing landscape and doing these monuments was a new challenge for me, and this camera helped me take that challenge on, and it was solid all the way. The build quality on this is tremendous. It's super lightweight, and with the f2.8 FE lens, this lens was giving me amazing bokeh, sharpness, clarity, color. I can't say enough about it. I'm gonna actually do a dedicated review just for the lens, but overall, this camera performed like a champ and had some features that were lacking in my Nikon D3200. For example, I think the low light and ISO for this was a lot better than it was on my Nikon. In fact, I can tell you flat out that it was. This handled low light situations much better than my Nikon, and even if I was using a newer model Nikon, I think that that would have still held true. Now, obviously, it wouldn't have competed with a full frame Nikon like the D610 or the D810, but I think anything else under that would probably be comparable. So I think this would have taken on the 5500, the 5300, etc. So that's what I think about it when compared to my DSLR cameras and the ones that I've used from friends, so on and so forth. This camera overall is one of the best travel solutions you can get because of how light it is, how easy it is to use, especially if you're a new photographer, and I can't really say enough about singing this camera's praises. And honestly, I think that in the future, Sony really could be a contender for me to move away from DSLRs and possibly Nikon and Canon if this is the quality and the standard that I can expect. And if I try out the A7 or the A7S or the A7 II, then I will definitely be in a better position to say that I would probably go with them for full frame. The one thing I will say is that right now Sony doesn't have a tremendous amount of lenses and accessories for these cameras, so that's another reason that I probably will ultimately stick with Nikon DSLRs for now. But I think I am going to invest in the Sony mirrorless system, not to move away from Nikon, but to supplement other things that I might want to do, or to have a nice lightweight travel camera for when I go on these trips, since I'm going to be doing that once a month. I'm going to be doing major traveling, and I'm going to want to capture moments without a lot of hassle and without a fuss. Now, for doing YouTube stuff, I think I'll continue to use DSLRs, but this was great for video as well while I was out there, and I got some great stuff out of it. And I really think that this could be the best overall beginning camera if you're new to doing photography, if you're doing weddings, if you're doing event photography or landscape, this Sony camera or any of the other Sony Alpha cameras really could be one of the best cameras you can start with. It has features like zebra striping, and again, this is just a solid overall camera. There's nothing really lacking in comparison to a DSLR, in my opinion. You have the ability to interchange the lenses. You have the ability to even use a pop-up flash if you needed to. So I think that things like that make all the difference in the world in a small, easy-to-use package for someone who's new to photography or new to video. So I think that as Sony matures, that we're going to see tremendous things with them, and I think that this camera is a very good indication of that. So those are my thoughts on the Sony A6000. It is a tremendous camera, and I love everything that I shot with it. I'm actually going to be posting some video footage of the shots that I've been taking with the Sony A6000 while borrowing it, both for photography and for video, so make sure you're subscribed and you're checking that stuff out. Remember, if you want to try out the Sony A6000 or any other cameras that you want to figure out whether you're going to buy them or not, remember that you can do that by borrowing cameras and lenses from Lumoid.com. There's a link for you to check out in the description below. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today.